Welcome, guys, to another edition of Relationship. I'm your host, Philip. On the panel, we have Kappa and Level. Introduce yourself, fellow.
Yeah, so level here, real, hard, blunt, give it to you straight, relationship style.
Yeah, go
Kappa.
easy with the real and the hard, brother. Anyway, yeah, keep on there. Just a represent, just a share some views and some wisdom. Let's kick it out.
All right. So, we're going to pick up where we leave off from the other episode. So, where we are going to dive in and just continue to discuss why relationship is influenced by so many different things nowadays, especially with parents, social media, and your immediate surrounding, friends, relatives, anything that you take a good, you listen to, so to speak. So we left off by having a conversation, but as a young man, especially in today's day, you take up a girl and there's so many outside influence where you use to pick a woman and say I will stick with her or not stick with her, so to speak, because of outside influence. If we touch back on a topic when you're small, your parents used to say, don't take up no woman if them no one, two, three, four, and them give a list of things and especially for young women nowadays, our age, them have this thing where them parents give them from way back when and them sow the little seed and now the seed becomes a tree in them head that them can't take a man unless him can do this, that, this and that. Which help which now we in this place as a society. That relationship just becomes so transactional because you have to give me a come up or you can't literally come up. You understand? So
Yeah,
to
yeah.
speak, no pun intended. So, what is your take on it? Which one I want to take it first? How do we maneuver as young men and young women to get past these barriers we're planted in our head from where a little youth and little girl to say, you don't want nobody unless them have this and that, which cause a problem nowadays that nobody no want build nothing with nobody, so to
Let me
speak.
rinse man and take it there
Start
because
from shortest to the tallest. Go on, Cap.
all right. All right. Now, I can't me not really want to touch a female standpoint. We may level touch that. But from a man standpoint, male generally don't really look on a woman from a come up standpoint. A male generally look on a woman from a standpoint of him just want somebody where will build with him and support him, right? Support more than anything else. Because even yes, when you look at your parents coming up, then we look at you and say, make sure you're not getting a careless woman and a woman with two and three and four picnic or whatever. That was it. That was really the basis of it. Yes, you want a woman with working and you want a woman with sensible. Then we, a nice Christian girl. That was about it. Get yourself a nice Christian girl who can cook and clean and whatever, know for iron and stuff like that. That was it. But from a female standpoint, them gonna tell us to get a lawyer and a doctor and a good man and a rich man and a whatever. So for us, it's a lot easier for us to traverse the roads and find a good woman and start a relationship, right? Because what we looking for compared to what them looking for are two different things.
Well, let me touch something on what you said in terms of man versus woman, what we were told as children and how it manifests in today's day. Now, your father and your mother used to tell you, so get a woman where God, church, and Christian, and values, and all of that stuff. Now, let's fast forward 30 years. Are we in our 30s? All of we in our 30s. 30 years. Who to say Christian girl have the same values as the ones 30 years ago? Who to say them are going to do the same thing where our parents are tell we 30 years ago? And we have this false sense of if we need a good woman, we need to find a Christian girl. Where is the evidence that showed that? And where did they come up with that concept to say that's what a good woman should constitute? She have to go to church, she have to can cook, she have to can clean. Basically, that is a 60s thinking in a 2020. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and really and truly is the evolution of things can erode that. Because as time progresses, they get the less need to have a woman where do certain chores in that sense, washing, clean, cooking, because as time progresses, we have now what if a washing machine from our ranges and all types and all these technologies where we kind of take care of certain things around the house. So a woman really need to come with masculinity. So they kind of grow that. But as Kepo said, when you really look at it from a woman's perspective, it very, very difficult because women them go through several influences. Because let's say initially parents will say, yo, this is my daughter. Me know I bring the idiot man come so when I brief the idiot man, Why talk it straight? You know I brief work this man. So really and truly, we know business where desire, girl. Right now if you get a man, we can take care of, we can look up to, you understand? And we can be a good role model for your kids them. So that's that beat them it. You understand? So the girl them know we want to be obedient and so forth. I want to get all this from the parents. I go kinda go in the direction there. But then it kind of get screwed now because then they reach a different kind of group dynamics as they go through high school, college, and the world society. Then now it's that socialize more and they rely upon the opinions of their friends. Yes, and so a woman understand that a lot of these women friends are kind of deceitful and rely in a sense. So them same friend and them meet a couple and them friend invest in a couple. And them realize say, but how come Michelle now come a girls night no more? Cause me don't want to feel like say, oh my gosh, I'm seeing me like man, you know. You know what I mean? How come Michelle now the girls night no more? But the difference is that woman them now start say, bring up things like so Michelle say, say, cap on a car, me take for the whole day. Yeah, man, Jesus Christ, man. I'm sorry, man, girl.
What? But all right, let's transition from that. We're gonna piggyback from where so we're gonna transition in terms of equality in our relationship from a man perspective because we have to go touch the man perspective, how we feel what the equality in our relationship is versus to a woman. Yes, we'll get the perspective of a woman eventually, because none of we are a woman. So we have to go bring on a woman.
No, we must have the woman in the wings and wait, come off the bench.
So let me touch on something where you said. So basically, let's say, may I go off away say, them have them female influences and them parents tell them, say, no, I work this man and this and that. Now, let's fast forward 2020 with there. What is it that we just said, as in them go school, them have different influences and all of that, but yet still with all of these influences, we still have so much single people out there lost with even so much things that is changed, influences and all that. Why with all of the equal stuff now what we are doing in terms of you can pick, choose, and refuse. You can do all of that. You don't have to wash no more, as I say, machine there to make life easier. More takeout options there, but yet still relationship become harder, not easier.
Well, but then, all right. Going back to where mommy and daddy did say when you say get a Christian woman, it wasn't necessarily Christian from a standpoint of religion, whether you want to be 7 day or anything like that. It was more from a standpoint of values. Because as much as I'm sure all of we go to church at some point, and there are some values that stick with you. Even if you might be more one way versus the other, there are certain core values that stick with you. And I think that is essentially what our parents wanted for us when we said choose a woman. Now those values start going left and right. So you find a woman now and those values not that don't stand. And I'm sure on the flip side, the woman can say, men are dogs and all of them cheat and etc. etc. So regardless of what mommy say, regardless of what friends say, you will still have to you will still have to find what you want in a individual. And most times people don't look for personality first. Them looking for finances. Because as I say, everybody looking for somebody to help them. So they're looking at, okay, what position is Lively in? Oh, he's a secretary versus a manager. So because he's a secretary, I'm not even interested. I want a manager man. That's the first thing. You have to be a manager, and then we want to know if him have values.
So,
Okay,
so
but see that thing. I want to be able to move it because the thing boys already, I'm always a boy. What I believe is after the parents give lectures, what means that I think that a lot of persons go into serious relationships too early, right? So before you know, say you like a thick girl versus a slim girl, you already involved with a whitey. You understand from first form. And you probably they will treat straight up until university or even after university. But really and truly, those early years you should be exploring. You should be going on. You should be talking to various people so you can know say I like a person there versus a person there. And you know some people that rock more with that type of vibes versus you know some like March person versus a August person. You know what I mean? Because you've been through various experiences rather than the first girl, the first the girl we like from kindergarten, you come through prep school or primary school, then when you reach high school, and you're not link now and start to move and start sovereign, you understand, and then bam bam bam, and then it's serious.
but
And
here's
it goes back to the 2020s and the 90s because our parents now, from their culture, which we want to use 70s, 80s, you meet somebody, most people back in them days, them have kids from 18, 19, 20. They married from 18, 19, 20. And at them that come right up for the next 20, 30 years. So their understanding back then was that, listen, you find somebody, it's a good woman, she cook and she take care of you. You provide a house for her and you work and you bring the money and you make sure everybody live and them happy. Remember back
yeah,
then there were less distractions. You know,
but
on the
but
road, you know, on a movie, you know, no this or that. So
but here's the thing. But here's the thing with that. And again, man, go back to equality. Back then, would you consider that equality in a relationship versus to what these women want? No. Yes, there's certain core elements of a relationship that a woman still want. She still want money. She still want security. She still want love. But at what cost to you? What you just there is just certain expectation of a woman back in the day where you just say you cook, make sure when the man come as Mark's big pan should have said the food for hot when him come in at the house, pan the table. The house for clean and the pit in them for clean. Simple. That was just the simple task of what was expected of a woman. Now,
right.
what is considered, what is expected of a woman now, you can't expect her to do that. That is not what happened now. Certainly not in my household because I've been with the same woman for 15 years. So you tell me not expect my wife to have a hot plate of food when me come in the house. What is equality then? Because according to it, you say, mommy teach them this, but that is no longer the way, brother. The men, them now, all right, take for instance level. A man that is so independent, and he have said it. He don't want a woman for come and me feed me out for her sole responsible for cook and clean. He can do that himself. So what would a person like level figure is equality in a relationship? So me go
Well,
make it
I've had these experiences, you know what I mean? I've had a woman that I dated, right? And she come over, you understand? And she will clean up, she will cook, she clean, you know what I mean? She was that good, you know what I mean? But then I there is a man, you know, I like excitement, I like a flair, you understand? I like when some colorful things as a, you know, I want, right? But then when come out that she black and white. You know what I mean? So at the time I say, listen, man, that really work, you know, going forward because in that day, she kind of point me out, she said, boy, I mean, want a good man. So I said, why you say me want a good man? Because I said, boy, come, she clean straight. I said, B, we can always go on and go. Me not an issue, me not issue clean my own house. Me not issue to cook my thing. Me say, if you colorful, just to do these things, me say, that's a plus. But I say, oh, you do this thing without the colorfulness. Don't make it because guess what? One of the main thing for me is the colorfulness. The other things are now is secondary. So we really have to define what is equality because is equality means just because the girl give ahead if you give her a kid too, and that's equality, just because she takes a 10 times a day, if you takes her 10 times a day too. Because in that day it comes down to the person's persona. Because I am more affectionate. So I am more loving towards you. But the fact you don't hug me as much, it doesn't mean say that you don't care the same amount of way or you care more than me. Understand? The fact that
let me touch upon a point there.
All right, my brother. Take a touch. What you feel?
Two things.
Yeah.
Now, people learn from three different avenues. It's a three prong: family and friends, society, and themselves. Right? Now, you grow up as we've been saying, family and friends tell us, oh, you have to have this and that and whatever. Society, music, movies, just a culture in itself will tell us, well, a which girl and which girl I said them now, whatever. From a girl I go them for cut. That was the music back then. No, the music that nowadays I tell you about make it touch the dangly thing in the back of your throat. So the culture is carrying you all over the place. Family and friends can all over the place. But as Level say, you have to date and experience life to then know what you want. Because as much as mommy and daddy tell us, saying that girl will cook. If me can cook for myself, but more a girl we can swing from the chandelier, then cooking is neither here nor there to me. More somebody who can swing off of the chandelier.
So,
However,
so on the other side,
hold on. The next part of what I'm gonna say now, but then if you read the book or familiar with the book, the five love language, right? No, the essence of the book is that everybody have five love language, but the five of them vary depending how you receive it and how you give it. We need to double check. I'm gonna research it real quick and explain the five of them. But basically, is that I know is affection, gift giving, um, the person doing things for you. I don't remember the other two, but I might be a gift giver, but she might be somebody who is affectionate. So not because she's affectionate to me, mean that my affection to her means the same. She might
one
be
of them,
somebody who
one of
have
them
gifts,
is, I've read the book. One of them is act of service.
acts of service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check the other one. But yeah, so basically, me being affectionate is something that is important to me. But maybe acts of service, show me for iron for her, show me drop her to work, show me do this. So that is special to her.
Mm-hmm.
So equality cannot be the same in a relationship like that because what one
All right.
person wants, I don't want
So
him.
put it on the other side. You say, and both of us say the same thing. We mirror the same thing. Equality to honor is not necessarily we're there on the same playing field, but that is essence. The essence of the word is this. No, you want a woman where swing pan chandelier. Why is it that she can't expect the same from you?
Hold on,
Why
please. Touch
can't you swing on a chandelier for her?
Hold on. Give me a touch. Give me a touch. It's a small touch.
Go
Right.
on.
You know. You see now, you're equal to me. Equality is not level playing field. What equality come down to is same effort. At the end of the day, me, I'm the affectionate one. So at the end of the day, me always, me I put in my effort, me I contribute to the relationship. You know what I mean? So you're supposed to contribute equally in whichever way you can contribute. But it must be, you understand? So
Agreed.
for
The
me,
efforts must be equal, not
right,
the efforts must be equal,
not,
not
not,
the,
not
not
match
the
method.
nature. Okay.
Right, and so equality means so inequality are when one person has do everything and there's no effort from the next person. So now
Mm-hmm.
it's unequal, understand? Unequal.
So
Yes,
we can quit the chandelier swinging for you then. You know
right.
what? Run a chandelier. All right.
You know, but me like you would want to. I that's what I ask question later.
All right. But just to clarify what me I say, because we're educated too, so me don't
Yes,
want
sir. Yes, sir.
that straight. So the five of them is words of affirmation. I
Mm-hmm.
love you, I appreciate you, I care for you, you are special, right? Quality time, right? Receiving gifts. No, not no wrong for give your woman gift and she want gift. That means she's a gold digger. But some people feel like something tangible it means a little bit more to them. Nothing wrong with that. Acts of service. As me say, yeah, she iron for you, she cook for you, she help you with your project with work, or if you are study with school, she help you with them thing there. And then physical touch, sex, romance, that type of thing. Now, if I might be a quality time person and she might be an acts of service person, the equality is going to be off. But as Level said, the equality is the expectation of the relationship and the effort
The
accordingly.
effort. Okay. All
Right.
right.
So if she's expecting me to say, you know what, I work 12 hours a day, so I don't expect to come home and not get a hot meal. there's nothing wrong with me cooking and make sure that the house clean. Nobody want to come home to a dirty house. But then at the same time, based on the fact that she worked 12 hours, there's going to be other aspects of the relationship now where she can pick up on, because maybe she might go work late so she can take care of the kids in the morning while me gonna work and me can reach work at certain hours. So the equality, well, by my standard, maybe there are other people out there who feel like equality is something else. Is back in mommy and daddy days when the man bring
So
home the
so
money.
so let me ask this question, and I'm sure when the women come on, them are gonna give you a different answer too. Is it relevant in today's society and relationship that we should be equals? Is it relevant? Because as far as any ecosystem go, you have to have a dominant figure.
You can't. There is nothing that can be equal. It is impossible. Something has to lead. Something has to be the dominant move, right? So it's just like
Let
a
me let me
company.
let me add this, and I'm not saying from. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying from a man point of view, to be
So
very
that's generally.
Oh, just
generally, because the way society is now, I don't want nobody misconstrue ourselves, because you have men. Honestly, take the role of a female now. Them stay home with the kids.
but even that is an
Women
offensive
go to
statement,
work.
right? People.
But I want to say, but to how things are going on to yeah, woman, we are soon role of men, but then again, what else? Because equality, where's equality? Really and truly, we can't say man rule versus woman rule because we're equal. You
Yeah, but
understand?
Well,
equal
and that's why we use the word relationship,
You
because we
understand?
are not equal
make
in
me say,
terms of physicality, emotion, and there's so many
But no,
imbalances.
we equal in terms of the goals relationship because we equal in terms of hey, we both want to get married, we both want
Yes,
to have kids, we both want to start business, we both want to travel. So we equal in terms of relationship goals. We might not equal, what about a maneuver in the relationship. But in terms of equal in terms of, yo, listen me, this one from the relationship. And I mean, a something we need to feel. So one feel love and interest in. At the end of the day, you can go about how you do that, but I want to feel that way. You understand? So you might like me show up and surprise with flowers, you show up with little Vicky secrets, and I'm come play some love music out your work and say, I love you, baby. You understand? You feel good. Me just want to text, wake up and say, hey, baby, enjoy the day. You know what I mean? Big up yourself. I'm feel good now myself, so wash it, think for me, feel good. You know what I mean? So,
all right,
it,
let me be the wrong one, because the whole on I play PR about equality. Listen, man and woman is not equal. The man is the dominant. Full stop. Right?
no,
Now,
but we want to say it and equal about, but that depends how you look at it.
no, but there's no other way to look at it. That is it. No, if in any relationship where, as and even Philip said, a man act like a woman. When you say that to a man feel offended. It is not something to be proud about. You call him punk, you call him soft, you call him weak. It is, as I say, it is not. It's not a positive. It's a negative connotation. You
So
want
what I keep up? What I keep up? So we come home. So we come link you here ends. See, so everybody don't come link me. I'm come link you. I have a little son for your hip. I cook. I'm see a more clothes and thing. And I say, what keep up? You say I'm like a woman.
Yeah, mommy, I got offended. My first emotion is going to be one of being offended.
Yeah,
However,
but when I keep up, was the brother, well, your wife now work a 12-hour shift. And this is your day off. So you're day home. So you're going to leave the clothes them and pick them the food and wait you come home for
that's
shit.
different. No, yeah, misunderstand. I'm talking generally. Man and woman are equal. You're talking about relationship roles, which you don't establish. That
we
is
have
a
different roles
equality
in
thing.
our
Oh,
Right,
relationship.
I'm sorry I go there now. Sorry, I'm sorry
right.
I go there. That's all right.
So
Oh,
now,
it's a relationship you're talking.
fine. So now, any woman, what you say, no, well, I have never heard of any woman saying them like soft man. Them want a man who is strong and not controlling, but take control. You see me? And make the first step. Nobody, no woman wants a man to look across the club all night. Just a steer. Should I say, yo, come over now? Ask for my number. Ask me out.
You
Ask if me
think
want go.
you think no, sir. All right, let me. All right. Maybe with different perspective because again, me married, me in the dating pool. Me
Oh,
not
that is
understand, me not understand to some extent what dating is like now versus when I was in the pool, you know, swimming, trying to grab something. Now, when it comes down to a man and a woman and a man say you yeah boy I move like a woman I do them things. I tend to agree with you. I would be offended. I would be. But there's a but. Offended why? Because you feel guilty that you're doing it, or it's your full-time job for do it. Because as it's twofold. If me I do it for my day off and she there work, and you say that to me not gonna feel no way. Because you come at me yard and me woman there, but me pick them have to eat, me have to eat, she have to eat when she come home. Me not gonna take offense to that. If it's a one-off situation when yeah every now and again it will come up but every time so that's a different. That is not me. And means and there's expectations from my point of view of
So
my
it's
wife.
nothing up, and that's why you have things because you have people who are more traditional where they believe say the man thing is out of the house. So if a man woman the woman a clean, the woman inside and the man outside a chop bush and a rape and a plow the land and the woman inside a wash and a cook and raise. You understand? Because
Exactly.
my sister. And when we are chores, we don't say break up yard and them things. They wash inside and wash clean and all sort of things. But you don't think I'm gonna shake up yard and I that. Yes, that.
But that's what we are saying. Let's not get it twisted. We agree, say equality in roles nowadays. There is no boundary or barrier. But just from a culture standpoint, growing up being compared to a woman, you feel
Inferior.
you feel inferior.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man,
You
no,
feel
man,
inferior.
no, man, the boy can't compare, the boy can't draw no
But
comparison.
Exactly.
Women are cut land now. Women are cut land, women are
By
cut
choice.
climb.
Well, them a cut
Like,
lamb by because them not a man of them have.
it, that's what me I say now. The time moves so far past role. Let's use it. Gender roles.
No, I disagree because me guarantee you. All right, you married. If your wife get a flat tire right now and she can wait 2 hours till you come home and change it, she's waiting a 2 hour, brother.
That is my wife. My wife. That is a different thing. We not generalize the whole thing. And you're absolutely right. She gonna call me and tell us when you come home the time I want change.
Exactly.
No,
But
but we already listen to me. I said we already identified that between one another. She now gonna call me and said to me, say, listen, the clothes need to wash it up when you come over. She not call me that. But if something need fixing, we already identify. Say, yo, you fix. Me we deal with them little things there. So
yeah,
I'm glad
but
that I
that's
am
the point
falling
that
on my realm. We are of the understanding that that is going to happen.
the point that I make, Randy, is this.
Hold on. But
Mm.
my relationship stem from the 90s, from the 80s.
Yeah.
All right. Right now, some of them women, instead of them call you, them have AAA, them call AAA. And them have a man.
Wait, they are sensible that triple A this there. We have to like triple A.
Yeah, the for we. I mean, yeah,
That's better. I mean, I tell you.
All right. But look at it this way. Even all right, because I am sure just like my relationship is still in the late 90s, early 2000s, so to speak. Because
What's the question of it? Have you, because when they have a talk about 90s and 2000, in your relationship, have you seen any influence of the times on your marriage?
of course, but not as the effect, not as a drastic effect as if I was dating now. There are certain things that move along with my relationship because nothing is stagnant. Anything stagnant I go breed germs and so a relationship should be not like a rushing river but a flowing stream. It moves along and it take it little time and go.
Get a little more now and then.
you know what I mean? Every little now and again, you know, you fall off on a little cliff with little rough waters and then it smooth up, but like any river. No
Yeah.
river runs smooth forever. And it go through some stone and drop off one cliff and then it smooth up.
Like that. Let me write that down.
We're going to drink on this thing again.
Yeah, you understand? So from my relationship traveling down, it's been like that. But no, all right, if you used to take a man like me now and put me out in a dating world, I would have probably drowned. Literally drowned because the things that me used to is a woman doing certain things a particular way versus them nowadays, girl, yeah. I
Well,
can't.
careful. You're a girl from back in the early 2000s.
Let me show you something now. And it goes back to the point to me and me come and say, yo, we're not equals. We know make I get couple burn out for that, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going back to what you say in your relationship when you have roles. My point is this. To me, under no circumstance, a woman is willing to change a tire or change a pipe or a faucet. If she can call a man friend or she have a spouse, they will do it. You see, whereas you might cook and you might iron, that is regular. Anybody can cook and clean.
Swear I go listen to Capo. Swear I go listen to Capo.
Yeah, all right. A man, Randy, there is probably nothing that you cannot do that your wife can do. However, so around the house, there are several things you can do that she, I wouldn't say cannot, but will not. It'll be emergency. For she do. And on that basis, we're not going to be equal. Like I want
Well, I have to agree with that. And I
have
to agree with that.
And then even in a dating standpoint, again, you say take a 80s man like you, we're being married and show you out in the current dating world. A nowadays girl now trying to be a man and being aggressive to you might turn you off. Because you probably lean up on the bar, you have your drink, and you say, all right, I see that girl, I'm going to talk to her. You build your confidence, you plan out your thing. She come over, yo, me like, you know, I want you, I want, give me a number. Yeah, say, yo, what is? None that me used to, none that me like. Me want to come to you, and, you know, you got to throw you off. Because then either A, you're going to say, okay, easy. So I can just do more one arm move and I'm gone, or my vibes broke because I'm not really used to this. So for our generation, the 80s, 90s generation, man in control and we do a thing. Nowadays, where them want the equality and, you know, women are propose and women are invite you out and women are make the first step. It's tricky, it's rough.
So Capo, hold on. So yes, then, whereas it's obvious you can see equality being coming closer in like the working world and in schools and things, whereas women now are the courses where generally men do, like them are going to mechanics too, you understand, them are going to mechanical engineering, these things. But however, when it comes to relationship, it's equal because whereas a man, if you want to do home, he will cook, he will wash, he will clean. A woman, if her husband at home, she now she retire, she now go on the roof and clear off the leaf them, you understand? She now go do the electrical things on the house. Never, right? So make me just try to balance your
well, which is true, and we can attest to that.
Yes.
There's some stuff that she will just never do. Not
That is
saying
true.
she can't do it. Was where Capo said she is just not going to do it.
True, like in a wasn't like what I know that wasn't like if you look at movements. She has seen her room when they come home. She's not looking out here. Not looking out here.
But then, so why is it that if we still play this dominant role in society, why is there so much single women if they need that from men just the same? Why? What is happening?
Because they're not getting it on their level. You understand? And the thing was that when it comes to the option them that they're willing to look into or to explore, those options are very limited. Because as we established in previous discussions, women not going date below them status.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They're unwilling to. They're reluctant to. Let's say reluctant, right? So
Yeah.
and that's why this is all of them still accept these things and want a man feel that the world is where it is now where one can say, well, sure, if we not have well, equal is replaced by independence. Say that, well, be independent. I must say, yo, be independent from a man. So if a man if all you want, we go hire one carpenter, or me and John Tom, my neighbor, good friends, so me come and give you 2 beer and give this. I must be that way. You understand? So I
But
think
that still is reliant on a man, whether it's just not in a relationship.
Exactly. Whether it's a man from outside in a relationship. But you make a good point, level, because the thing about it, the more a woman feels independent and feel like whatever void she has with a man, she can fill it with her money and call an electrician. But on that basis, remember whatever she finds important as a status. Because status can be pay. Because I can be in a lower role than you from a job standpoint, but still earn more than you. But some people look at status because remember again, I said it earlier, family and friends, society, and yourself. If my wife is a manager and I am a sales rep, and when she tell her friends, oh, so what your husband do? He's a sales rep. Everybody look on you. But you're a manager. You really marry a sales rep? Nobody wants that look there.
yeah.
Or you're a
You
doctor.
mean
And
you mean women don't want that look?
no, women. That's what
Women
I say.
don't want
Women. We're
that
not
look. Not
talking
say
men up
nobody,
here.
because personally, from a start, my life don't set up like the typical relationship, quote unquote. I'm
Mhm.
self-employed. I do real estate. I do all kind of different things. So if my wife say, what your husband do? She can answer 2 different ways. She can say, well, I'm self-employed, or she can say I'm an entrepreneur. It just depends. To me,
Mm.
that just from a woman point of view, you want somebody higher than you. Not necessarily make no sense, but as I said, we have to bring on a woman for
No,
this
but I
topic.
think that enough woman, well, don't see it's enough woman, they also want them friends to look up to them man. Yes, like,
Exactly.
they know, you know, for them man, they know about look up on them man. You know what I mean? And
Thank
but
you.
yeah,
But
so that's
but
that. So if you introduce them man, them man will say, wow, wow. So like, oh, my boyfriend is when the guy when they with the girl when puffing it up, the man with the name man, the boy that with the girl, you know. When the girl cap with that know. Puffy X.
Who that Cassie?
Eh?
Who you talking about? Cassie?
Yeah, Cassie, right. Everybody want the man to Cassie that know, right? That's right now. If you come and say, well, that's my man is that man, they're like, whoa. If you say, well, my boyfriend is Courtney and he does Courtney.
Exactly.
but that isn't that a false sense of reality for most people.
That's women for you. That's women and how women go
Right?
about things.
Because
Because as
let's
we
be
say now,
real.
it
All right.
unfolds
In
because
order, if
you
there's
can be
10,
all right.
hold on. If there's 10 man in a room, right? All of them can't be 10 manager. Let's just be real.
Exactly. It's
And
just
if
not
there
gonna
is and if there is 20 women and 10 man in the room, the direction of where you guys are saying is that the 10 woman, the 20 woman are want to choose the one man where a manager. It makes no sense.
and that is
To
why
me,
That's when female please out the society
that is
right
why
now.
thinking cannot stop. That's why Bun can't get can't stop, because if I am that one manager and I am handsome, I am charming, and I look good and I dress well, and I know that the 20 women out there, even if I'm not their full cup of tea, the fact that I have all of those, maybe I'm not their type because I'm short, or them like tall man, or I'm tall and them like
yeah.
short man.
So out
The
of the
fact that
10,
me no
let's
mind
narrow it
that,
down, say 10 out of the 20.
me not even say 15 out of the 20.
Let's say
Wow.
18.
Wow,
See,
that's not
but
a high
because they say,
percentage.
well, him tick all the boxes. The fact that him don't look how me like, I can't see past that. So the man have the pick and choose now. If I can say, you know what? I can tell 5 of them say, no, say, I have a wife and them don't care. Me can tell the other 3 some lie and say, well, we kind of rocky. And them say, all right, I'll work with it. The time that the other 9 man now, where is not a manager, might be a good wholesome man. We say, yo, one girl me have and a one girl. But women don't see it that way because why? They look at status first. What can he do? Can he provide? The other day, Level make something made a very wise statement. Baby and animal are the only thing where people love unconditionally. You see, man, I feel them love is based on where you can provide, where you can provide financially, where him can lift 10 bag of cement one time, or whatever the case is.
So you think so basically, and we're going to shift in a little bit. Is it that a side effect of social media that women start to think like that now more than they did back in the day? Because take for instance me, I never look at my woman and say whatever, and I'm sure she never looked at me and say, well, ma'am, I was never a manager or nothing. Let me put that out there. But yet still I landed a good woman by some stroke of luck. But basically the mass majority now, is it a side effect of social media? Why the logic of thinking that way is the dominant thought around people?
Maybe be very careful. I think it's a combination of a few things. It's a combination of trial and error. You know what I mean? And it's a thing where, boy, a woman, they probably say in a film man into chop. I tried to love things several years ago, and my heart get broken. And I see seven of my girls the same, the kid heart get broken. So my dark it. So what in a sense, may I go in it for love and affection when me still get hurt. So might as well go in it and get my goals and get a certain stuff so tight. You know what I mean? So there's from that side as well because after you get serious appointments relationship wise, it tends to kind of lose the motivation. They get to kind of lose the excitement around date and these things. So you try to find other satisfaction from relationship. So that might be one of the factors that help you rule and create this whole new persona.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
because I mean, as you come through the ranks, as you say, from the 80s, 90s, now we in the 2020. As I say, you're going to date and you're going to get hurt and you're going, as I say, culture again, going to play into it. And culture nowadays is telling you, get your man where can do this and willing to do that and can do whatever for you. Love's not so important anymore. That is the culture nowadays. Love is third or fourth important. Money is number one, and what him can do for you is number two. Right? How many women out there? I think I got asked. May I tell you, me know of women right now that has been in a 10-year side girl relationship and it is going perfect. The man is completely married. I mean, I tell you about people we know on a first name basis. Married man, him have a side girl where him take care of. Him buy her a car, him buy her a house, and that is it. There is no argument, no, she understand, and that is it. The wife think he's just a good friend, and she play her role to the T. Because why? As Level said, she could have did with a regular man and get born just to see him. She would have did a regular man and then not spend time with her just to see him. Because they a regular man, but guess what? The regular man can't buy a car and can't buy her a house. So might as well me there with a irregular man where he married, but him can give me the other things. As anyway, me take him still gonna get born and still not gonna spend time with him.
So how do you create relationships with values with how do kids come up and learn anything in a positive light? Because let's just let's just say these people get pregnant and them have kids. What them tell the kids? Oh, your father gone home to his wife tonight, so I'm here. You really? How does that work?
Business travel.
Your business travel 5 days out of the week? Are
The
you
kids don't
kidding
know
me?
any better. The kids don't know any better.
Yeah. Boy, that is organic. Don't listen.
Kids don't know any better. Them grow up and know that it to be a businessman and travel a lot. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
that's it.
done.
And then
That's organic.
so basically we just sign off on broken homes because women sign off on broken homes because them put them
No, sorry, not even man to because the same man I breed the side girl love.
Yeah,
Well, true.
But I create it.
it's
So,
a
all right,
revolving
let's say
door.
in general. So, we sign off both men and women from broken home before them even start. Because,
Yep.
as I say, your father's a businessman will travel 6 days a week and him see you one day.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you
that
work
is,
with it.
and then what is going to happen to society if a relationship is just, and again, I keep coming back to this word transactional. A transaction have to end. Pay for your service, transaction start and it finish. There's no continuation of a transaction. It come, there's a start and there's an end.
Start and stop. Well, I mean, we don't want to keep going over the same thing, but the fact of the matter is this: the values are less. No, that's just a fact of the situation. No matter how you want to flip it or turn it or nice it up, the values are less and the values are different. So yes, you will still find good women out there. I believe I am with a good woman, right? But at the same time, just like you, we might be a stroke of luck because compared to what is out there and what the expectation is of a lot of the relationships, man or woman, the expectation out there, it I don't even know. Me I tell you say, stay married because you don't want to come back in a dating world. Me I tell
No,
you,
I honestly wouldn't. I don't want to. Honestly, there and me stay. I'm a
And
official
again,
cold
it's very
store for years.
expensive.
Real cold store
Very
burn
expensive.
one flame.
burn
Yeah,
on.
all my
Yeah.
wife have to do I just find the flame and it just up again for her. But we can't perpetuate the same cycle of this kind of transactional relationship and expect people like on yourself where out there in this dating world for have meaningful relationship. And so much of we are struggle because at the end of the day we are struggle. We are struggle with loneliness, depression, and social media is the worst thing to me ever happened to a good relationship. To me,
Yep.
personally, because I know of people, physical, mental, gone. And when you see them on social media, it's like the happiest person on the earth. And it's because of that makes so much a relationship just doom, in my opinion. It's my opinion. We need to find back the cores of relationship, which is the four basic element of any foundation.
But hold on again, see now, that thing because with everybody, there's a rooted foundation. So you realize where relationship got straight when you trace back the foundation, when you trace back the family structure where this person grew into, when you trace back the type of teaching what that was instilled or not. Because when you look at Jamaica, also, for the most part, parents shy from talk relationship with them kids. You understand so kids are learn that from TV shows, them friend them, you understand, them observe from the parents. You
Mm.
understand, but to have them to talk them more time, well, more if I come there and say, probably see that girl, I'm gonna say, oh, hey, level, how we are doing? It's that girl, no, no, waste time that girl, great, that's it. But there's no deep down encouragement say, boy, this is the reason why I say it, and this is the reason why you should see that we are, I what have you. So you get to learn the details of your own. So maybe it's a foundation of the problem.
But as you talk about foundation, let's see if and I'm sure all the way and most men will identify with this. How did you know how to have a relationship? How?
Can't know. You
Was
Yeah.
just
it
it's just
taught?
like me, bro.
Was it taught
Between
to
I
you?
would
Did
never
your
say
father sit
TV.
you down and exactly? We never even know how to have a relationship, and then
Well,
here's the product of that in 2020. Me
Mm.
personally, first start date my wife, it was horrible because what I brought to the relationship is what I found on the street. It's only I found
I
my
real talk.
approach to being with a woman from the street. Nobody ever physically sit down and say to you, say, boy, this is how you treat a woman. This is no, the street say, yo, bang, 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 bang,
yeah.
and see where you go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So,
fun.
so,
It's
so,
not just it's
but then now 2020, it's bang, 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 bang. Show me the money, Bang, 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 bang.
No, no, so bang is show the money, bang, 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 bang.
No, no, no. I show the money first.
All the time, I show the boss.
But see that? So see that we're in a situation now that young men and women are trying. Them don't even know how to have a relationship. So what them do? Them create one with money and social media influence the way them create the relationship.
That made it worse.
Money, everything else. It,
Everything else.
it's but then there's listen, them always say money, people complain say money are the root of evil. I would never say that.
Nope.
Can they put money in a one room?
No one know what it is.
Yeah, this money
Don't
man.
talk. Don't talk.
And I lie.
So people
Hey.
people need to have men and women I feel like need to learn how to have relationships again. Not by the streets I tell them or social media, but literally learn to have relationships.
You want to say some more with the people them.
Got a little bit.
Well,
Because
you want to say some more with the people them because some observe. You observe a circle, a go around, where, as I say, the right people them not get to meet because of various reasons. And the main reason is because of previous disappointments and you use your past to a fry the person with a fuck them. So more people understand that by the end of the day, relationships is a risk, just like business. You know what I mean? So once you understand that, you know, so when they day, if this don't work out, it just means that's not for me. It don't mean say all of a sudden you must turn an ugly green monster and try to treat everybody horrible because this person makes me horrible. No, it just means say, hey, for your reasons, I never look on certain red flags and so before myself get hurt. So you know what's try and learn from that and use as caution in terms of how you go forward to try and find a soulmate. And you might find them in a while. You might go through a few broken hearts, but do not make that leading off for erode your ethics and your morals. For you start become transactional. You understand?
and that is it. And that is a nice segue into the point I was going to make because back in the 70s, 80s, you had people of morals and values. They may not give you a relationship 101, but based on conversation and talking, and you hear grandma or grandma deal with grandpa or whatever, you pick up certain things. The culture back then, remember back in the day, I was reading something the other day. I think you could even show a belly button in a movie because the rules and the regulations for viewership was so stringent. They could even show a belly button. You could even show a married couple in the same bed. And as time evolved, the commission relaxed it, and they know even in a comedy, midday comedy or cartoon, you say man are evil. So the values has changed over the years, and people are learning from every corner and now really get the core of it. And then kids are having kids, so it even worse as it relates to values and morals. So how are you going to then have a proper relationship? And as Levi said, you get hurt. People, first of all, people are rushing a relationship. Nobody not talk anymore. Them take up the phone and say, well, we can have 5 conversations one time. We not really have no one good conversation. So instead you sit down and say, let me get to know this person. And you talk and you talk. You remember back in the day when you have your spin phone and you're there on your phone for 2 hours.
Just the one.
Yo, me say when your phone bill come, you know your mother will kill you.
But
But
we're not there, so. So what is the way forward? What is the way forward for young men and young women I grew up in this society? Because we now go back to the time of sitting in your house and dip on the phone for 2 hours. But at the same time, we need a little bit of the values and there for just trickle over. How do you move that little sense of decency and value over
Just time. Just time. My response, my one word is time. Even if you're gonna WhatsApp somebody, if you're gonna DM somebody, just talk to them, get to know them.
no. But that was just talk.
Before you even go in a date or before you even get physical and sexual, talk. What you like, what's your favorite color? get to know the person.
But,
Because
but,
even
but,
before you reach 2 months in a
but
relationship, you can say, you know what,
having
I'm not going to.
conversation is one of the hardest things for people to know because it seems like it leaves them more open. It's
It's
easier
with
for,
truth.
apparently,
Exactly.
it's so easier for a woman now to have sex with you than to have a conversation.
That is so true. That is so true.
And
That
the
is
problem,
true.
and it's one thing always preach, and it's what I always say, boy, my number one thing we look for is effective that's communication. Effect, because as I say, you can talk, no, there's a talk. But at the end of the day, you need to take time out to get to know somebody. You know what I mean? I mean, I say, boy, at the end of the day, based on the connection, you might find physical is a coming, but at the end of the day, your aware is not the moment that take you away. You always, in some love situation, dictate. Yes, and so yeah, take a time out, take time out, explore somebody, get to know them, and have dates in various settings. Don't make it always be, oh, you just want to go Ace Hotel, go drink wine and laugh and take picture. No, I'm going to take a drive up on the waterfront. I'm going to make you pack two light beer and go and chip two soap on river top. I want reason. And you start to but backside, no, no side level. Never you can chip soap on river top. Yes, you can be too.
And this is where we're going to cut this, but we need the perspective of a woman in regards to that. Because what you saying is from the traffic is from a man perspective, what a woman wants. In terms of a long-term relationship, is it that women start to think different now? Is it that we are the one who now evolve and they have gotten past us in terms of what they want? No, because they never had the opportunity for so much years to express what they want in our relationship. And we, from the men perspective, grew up in a situation where you see your father do, you see your uncle, and now society has changed that woman say, yo, no, me want to do this in a relationship. Me
Well,
want to do that.
I don't think there's one sheet will cover the bed.
No.
Because I think when it comes to this, it's more situational than general.
Mm-hmm.
So for me and Stacy may not work for Courtney and Michelle. You understand? So it is situational. So and that's what that's why social media influence because you go on social media, you observe a particular thing and you say, oh, I want that too. But you need to know you can't it's not where you see and because a person talking you want yourself. It's down to your situation and what your person may have to bring to the table. You might realize, boy, we are bringing to the table, no one move from the table there. You understand? But at the end of the day, it's left the time out to get to know. It's left a time out to communicate. It's a time out to explore. You understand? So it still can without that, even if they're left or right.
Very true. Very true. That's
Very
a good
effective
point.
communication. So, fellas, good discussion. Like it. The next time we're going to bring a female perspective, because we need to hear from the woman them. We need to hear what now for say, but
We want to agree and then get camera shot and free.
we want to forgive with the straight fact why so many women are single, why on decide so they need somebody of a higher rank for date. We need all of these answers from your women. So with that being said, I'm Philip, your host, level, a part of the panel chapel. We will see you next time on Real Relationship. Peace out.
Oh,
Up.
Yeah!